Our next presentation features the immensely engaging Dean Burke, the Technical Director of Digital Engineering at WSP. I'll click one more slide, and also the City Rail Link Alliance. We're really looking forward to him sharing his insights into BIM for safety on Auckland's City Rail Link project. Dean brings extensive experience from the manufacturing industries and has supported design and construction teams in delivering diverse projects digitally across Australasia. So kia ora. Thank you, Dean. This project's definitely high profile, incredibly complex and challenging, and we're really eager to hear just how you've used BIM to ensure that safety management remains an incredibly top priority. And just want to say congratulations to Steel and Tube team. They're only like 60 seconds over, so challenge on.
So good morning. Are we just on morning? No, we're afternoon. Good afternoon. All right, so today I'll be presenting on City Rail Link. Just to keep in mind with this project, this is a very large-scale project. Everything I'll be presenting on in this project is able to be applied to any other scale of project. So whether it's effectively a house, an apartment, or 3.5 k's of twin tunnel underneath Auckland City and 3 railway stations. All right, so the first thing I'll start with is safety and design reviews. These were conducted at regular intervals for each design package of works. City Rail Link was broken down into various design packages, given how big it was, how much needed to be delivered, and these were going to all separate teams everywhere. So the reviews came from a number of sources, including the BIM models. And potential safety hazards were captured in 2 methods: the SID register for inclusion in design reports, and also within BIMtrack using unique ID numbers as well. So we had a 2-pronged attack at catching safety and design issues. In this one, we ran a sandbox and had this working for one particular discipline for structures. So we didn't manage to incorporate this particular initiative across the entire project just due to time constraints and scalability on the project, but we did have this running within some various teams on the project. So we set about bidirectionally linking the SID register with model components. In this case, it was a Revit family that was used to identify that also appeared on the drawings, and we had a 2D and a 3D element that was able to be identified and on all of the design drawings as well, which bidirectionally linked to the register and formed part of the report. These were used in coordination meetings to make sure that we were able to identify and communicate these to site. There was various means of getting to the site. We'll cover some of that a little bit later on in the presentation. All right, the next one. I like this one. This is about signage. So there was no standards for tunnel signage in New Zealand. So it didn't exist. So to do this, we used the BIM model, and from a lot of various sources. I like this one because I actually got to do some modelling for once, which was quite nice. But effectively, we got various standards from Australia and New Zealand. We put them all together, and then we made these models, and we're able to configure them and then get the models out to various teams and approvals through all the different boards and things that were involved. So we could get some standards, and these form standards now, and we can get approval to make sure everyone can get out of the tunnels in a state of emergency. So these are some of the models, and you can see, so we had to put these together and basically work out sizes, shapes, colours, fonts, everything, and make sure that they were able to be understood and make sure they were going to work once we actually constructed the thing, right? So to do that, is it going to play? Did it play? There we go. We then, once we had the models, effectively we made visualisations, and they went out for approval as well. So it allowed people to engage with the various models and make sure they're happy with the colours, make sure that there was enough yellow that everyone would be able to see it when they're walking down the tunnel and things like that. Cool, our next example is the noise enclosures. So it was really important to space-proof these because we're working in the CBD effectively around everybody else, moving traffic, moving people, cranes, big cranes involved with all of these. And so being able to put the cranes virtually inside the noise enclosure and look at where that affected the other buildings and everything else was really important. So that allowed us to do accurate spatial modeling, and we combined point cloud with the BIM models and effectively allowed them to work out exactly what the noise enclosures would look like. What we have here is a point cloud capture of Mount Eden Station. This is actually where they launched the TBM tunnel, Dean Whenakupa. And this is a pretty big complex site. These whaler beams here are the size of like 2 people. It's pretty crazy on scale and size and shape. And you can see a lot's happening on the site, and we had to figure out how we were going to stage the site. So to do that, we effectively used the BIM models so that we could plan, we could stage, and we could phase all of the construction. So an accurate representation, you can see here in this, the point cloud capture going around the outside here. These are all live streets. So all of this excavation had to happen while cars were still driving on the streets, and you couldn't have anything fall over, otherwise big problems. So effectively we're able to use the models, the point cloud together, and accurate, like I said, accurate cranes and things to make sure that everything was arranged correctly on site, and to limit the amount of risk to everybody while all of these massive works were undertaken. This particular scenario used virtual reality. Oh, I've got sound effects. This scenario is being used by BIMsafe New Zealand in a 2-day tunnel induction. There's health and safety environment of the mine tunnels, and this training was used before everyone had to get to the tunnels to make sure everyone was aware and inducted properly. So this cut down a lot of needing to do at least you know what to do once those alarms go off, right? So anyway, so we're able to use these to induct people before they got to site, instead of trying to do the inductions in the tunnels on site. So this was a really big jump forward, and these VR sets were available in all the various site offices wherever the tunneling was happening. Anyway, let's all right, here we have driver line of sight videos and driver awareness videos. I'd like to point out that Kiwi Rail actually has a driving simulator in Whitty as well, where these models are plugged into and things, to make sure that the drivers are all aware. But these were used so that as construction is happening, effectively the train drivers know what they're going to see, they know what's going to happen. We can check that while they're staging the construction, that all the sighting doesn't get blocked, that they know there's some cranes moving over here, and it's really building awareness and safety into those for the train drivers. Has this already looped? Okay, cool. Next one. All right. The final part of this presentation is about the on-site digital transformation. So on this project, effectively to the job site, we had tablets, we had AR, we had VR, and this box you can see here is effectively called a digital totem. These were brought in from France by Vinci, one of the construction partners on the Alliance. And these are Wi-Fi enabled touchscreen that allow direct look and access into our common data environment. So the important part here is paper drawings. You can go here, you can actually interrogate the BIM model, you can effectively get access into, well, I think we're using Akinex, to all of the latest drawings, to all of the information, as well as the safety and design, the registers, the markers, all of these things are available on site, and these were populated at each of the stations and used for toolbox meetings and various other uses. So yeah, 4G enabled Wi-Fi on site for the team. And that is my presentation.